Hi guys! This is going to be a lesson about solving absolute value equations. We're going to start with a problem, and then I'm going to show you exactly why our answers do work. So our problem that we're starting with is 4 times the absolute value of x plus 2, and that's going to equal 24. Now, when solving an absolute value equation, you're going to have to first get that absolute value of x plus 2 by itself. So what I want you to do is put a box around the absolute value of x plus 2. Putting a box around the absolute value of x plus 2 kind of gives you a visual that you are going to be leaving that part of your equation alone. If you want to keep something safe, you put it away. You don't leave it sitting out where it could get broken or messed with. So same type of idea here. We don't want to mess with the absolute value of x plus 2 right now. We want to leave it alone. What we do need to get rid of is that 4 that's kind of haunting us. The 4 is being multiplied to the absolute value. So we're going to do the opposite. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we will be dividing by 4. Now, if we divide by 4 on one side of the equation, we have to divide by 4 on the other side of the equation as well. This is because equations have to be balanced. They're like a scale. So if you do something to one side, you are now creating a situation where it is not balanced. You're taking something away from one side or adding to it on one side. It creates a situation where it's not balanced. So you must do the same exact operation to both the left and the right side of the equal sign. So by dividing by 4, on the left side, the 4's will kind of cancel out. 4 divided by 4 equals 1. And we know that 1 multiplied to anything or any number will just be that number. So it's not really necessary to write the 1. I just cross it out. On the other side, we have the 24 divided by 4. So we're going to have absolute value of x plus 2 left over here on the left and equals 6. Now, once you have the absolute value by itself, like we do here, you're going to create 2 cases. Case 1 and a case 2. Case 1, you're going to put x plus 2 equals negative 6. And case 2 will be x plus 2 equals positive 6. Because with absolute values, you could have either a negative or a positive number inside the absolute value notation, those 2 bars. So we're going to solve case 1 first. We're going, again, to put a box around the x because we want to keep it safe. We do not want to mess with that. We're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So positive 2 minus 2 will equal 0. So that's going to leave us with x equals, now on the other side we have negative 6 and negative 2. Because both of those are negative numbers, we're going to keep the negative sign and we're going to add the 2 numbers together. 6 plus 2 equals 8. the 8 comes up behind the negative sign. So we have x equals negative 8 as our answer for case 1. Moving on to case 2, you start off doing the same thing. Put your box around x, then subtract 2 from both sides. Positive 2 minus 2 is 0. And so this will leave us with x equals 6 minus 2, which is 4. So now you see that we have case 2 as x equals 4. So we're going to show you now why this works, why we need 2 cases, or why we use 2 cases. So I'm going to switch screens here, and I'm going to show you that both of those answers do in fact work. We will have x equals negative 8 for the first one. So we'll start off with the absolute value problem from the very beginning. 4 times the absolute value of x plus 2 equals 24. You're going to substitute in the negative 8 for the x. You're going to start by solving what is inside the absolute value. Negative 8 plus 2 will be negative 6. I have more negatives there, so that's why I keep that negative sign, and then you subtract the numbers. And 8 minus 2 equals 6. That's how we end up getting this negative 6 here. So we know that the absolute values are always positive, so this will give you 4 times positive 6 equals 24. And if you multiply 4 times 6, that equals 24, and that is in fact equal to 24. So you can see that our answer from case 1 would work in the situation of our original problem. Let's take a look now at the answer we got in case 2. X equals positive 4. Again, we will start off with the same equation that we had at the beginning. 4 times the absolute value of x plus 2 equals 24. We're going to substitute the 4 into the x. Or into where the x was. So again, solve what's inside the absolute value. That's going to give you 4 times the absolute value of positive 6. And if you remember, in case 2, that was the answer that we had, right? Case 2 equaled positive 6. So again, we know that our absolute values are always positive numbers. 4 times positive 6 equals 24. Then you multiply 4 times 6, and that's 24, which also equals 24. So there is the proof that you can see that both the answers from case 1 and case 2 work when you're solving the absolute value equation. 4 times the absolute value of x plus 2 equals 24. I hope this video was helpful to you. Please make sure you continue a follow-up with me if you have any further questions, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.